Mayor Rudy Giuliani with us on the couch. Great to see you, Mr. Mayor. So what's the most effective attack on Hillary Clinton from the perspective of the Trump campaign?
Well, I think continuation of Obama 2 or Obama 3, however you want to look at it. The fact that she will not take the support of the police makes the point that a lot of liberal commentators constantly say, oh, this is unfair. The Democratic Party has become an anti-law enforcement party. And this is the best demonstration of it. They are against law enforcement. They are, to a very large extent, responsible for the atmosphere that's been created in this country where, what is it, a 70% increase in the number of killings of police this year? And it comes right from the top. It includes Hillary, and she's made herself a part of it. You don't even go talk to and seek the endorsement of one of the major police unions in the country.
Yeah.
You know what? Plus, I'm going to tell you this, and it wasn't covered. They wouldn't allow, the Democrats wouldn't allow uniformed police officers on the floor of the convention. The Philadelphia police told me that. And if you go back and look at tapes, you will not see a uniformed police officer in the convention. It's because they're embarrassed of uniformed police officers. I mean, it's outrageous. It's outrageous what the way they treat police officers. Hillary Clinton, when she announced for president, you know, pronounced the cops in Baltimore guilty. She basically said they were guilty before they even had a trial. They were all found innocent. All the charges were dropped. Where's Hillary Clinton's apology? Now, I don't know. I don't know if she's unhinged or unfair. I do know a couple of things she is. She's certainly a criminal. I mean, she destroyed thousands and thousands of emails. She was found to be extremely careless in handling national security, which amounts to gross negligence, which violates 18 United States Code, Section 791, I believe it's C.
Know the code.
I did this for most of my life, you know. So there's no question that if it weren't Hillary Clinton, the person would be on trial now, or would have pled guilty the way General Petraeus was.
Yeah, the FBI director basically said that.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor, I want to go back to what you were talking about with Hillary Clinton seeming to snub the Fraternal Order of Police and not seeking their endorsement. Her campaign didn't fill out the form. It's a simple questionnaire that you have to do in order to even be eligible for it. They didn't fill it out. Donald Trump did, and instead Hillary Clinton was trying to court the Black Lives Matter group to get their endorsement. Do you think this helps Donald Trump in his cause for saying, I'm the law and order candidate? Is he going to get the whole vote? Has he got it locked up? Is that what you're saying?
Well, my goodness, when I was in Philadelphia, I must have had 20 or 30 policemen around me all the time, thanking me for the speech that I gave at the Republican convention, supporting the police, telling me Trump has to get elected or we're finished, telling me we feel like we have a target on our back. Telling me that they are finding it very hard to do their job now, and we see crime rates going up. So I would suspect that most law enforcement will be behind Donald Trump, but the most amazing thing is spurning law enforcement. And it makes the point that I've made for 2 years. The Democratic Party, from Barack Obama down to Hillary Clinton, you name it, they are anti-police, anti-law enforcement. And it is creating a terrible atmosphere in this country that is very dangerous to police officers.
Well, speaking to that, I don't know how an entire party can reject the police, especially in light of what we've seen and how the environment's not going to get worse for them. We've got a map we're going to put up on the screen for you. 50% in cities where there has been a 50% increase in homicides in 2014 and 2015. We've seen increases. You've seen it on the street. I've seen it in talking to cops as well. If the entire Democrat Party, and their unions, by the way, that they're rejecting, a lot of these police unions, in the process, are deciding to side with Black Lives Matter instead, how does this not get worse?
It gets worse.
Better.
It creates much more of a division, which is why Black Lives Matter is divisive. To say Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Police Lives Matter, you start sectioning people off like that, you create division instead of saying all lives matter. And who is protecting lives? Who's saving lives? It's not us. It's the cops, right? Well, the cops are the ones. And the thing that always disturbed me was when I was mayor of New York, I reduced homicide, I believe, by about 65%, 62 to 65%. The major beneficiaries of that were African-American young men. because they were 7 out of 10 of the people killed every year were African-American men. So if you consider how many lives I saved, we're talking thousands by effective policing, by stop and frisk, by using CompStat. I think I saved more African-American lives as mayor of New York than any mayor in the history of New York. But I didn't let New York remain like Baltimore is. You know, when the thing happened in Baltimore, all the politicians were standing there and they were saying, it's been like this for 50 years. And I'm saying to myself, you've been in charge for 50 years.
Right.
You did it. It's your left-wing, liberal, democratic policies that have ruined Baltimore, ruined Detroit, ruined inner cities. It's dependency instead of work. It's a public education system that is deteriorating, and the refusal to accept charter schools and vouchers. Why? Because Hillary Clinton is bought and paid for by the teachers union. So they can't support it. Just like we can't fix the VA because we can't allow veterans to have a card so they can go to any hospital. You know why Democrats oppose that? The union. Who own them. The unions are more important than the men and women who fight on the front lines for us. So I think this only makes the point that the Democratic Party has gone so far to the left now, so far to the left, that it won't even seek the endorsement of the major police organization in the country.
Can I ask you a question about, since you ran a city for so long? I travel a lot. Every city I go to has experienced a massive increase in vagrancy and begging. 2 blocks from here where I stay in New York, there must be half a dozen people living on 1 block. I never heard anybody mention this, and it's increased dramatically in the past 8 years. What is going on?
Well, at both conventions that I was at, and in my travels around the United States, and when I stop on the streets here in New York City, since people recognize me, they say to me, things have gotten much worse since you and Bloomberg.
Do you notice this?
I do notice it, yes.
It's unbelievable.
Not only do I notice it, I had to go to a police station to get a homeless person removed from one of my neighbor's doorsteps. I went to the precinct myself. This is about a year ago. I went to the precinct myself. When I walked in, they were a little shocked.
You're a good neighbor to have, yeah.
and we got rid of them. But I get complaints from all over. Yesterday, I was driving right near the Holland Tunnel. There was a squeegee guy there. Now, when I was mayor, I'd have got on the phone right away, called Bratton Safer or Bernie Carrick, police commissioner, and said, get rid of that guy. Get him out. Gone. You don't walk in the middle of the streets in my city. And it is deteriorating quickly. This is what Democrats do. They deteriorate cities, and they lock people into poverty. They lock them into poverty, they make them dependent, and they take away the ladder of success, which is education and jobs. I mean, that's how all of our parents, grandparents, that's how they made it, education and work. And they have taken that away.
Well, something bad is going on.
And I wish the press would cover it. And I think Trump's speech tomorrow is going to lay out a program for economic growth that will bring a lot of jobs back to America. This country should be growing not at a 0.5% or 1%. We should be growing at 3–4%.
Yeah.
And if you look at what Trump is going to propose tomorrow, I will tell you within a year we'll be at 3–4%.
Wow.
Certainly. Many economists have predicted. I have to point out to America's mayor wearing America's socks today.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, those are fantastic.
Well,
Mr. Mayor, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.